What if the AI systems we've already built are not just tools, but something closer to minds? Not human minds, not robot minds from science fiction, but a genuinely new kind of mind that nobody has a word for yet. Christopher Summerfield, one of the world's leading AI scientists at Google DeepMind, argues that we may have already crossed a threshold, and we didn't notice when it happened. By the end of this video, you'll know first what Summerfield actually means by strange new minds and why he thinks the comparison to human cognition is both wrong and unavoidable. Second, the radical argument he makes about how large language models actually understand the world. And third, what all of this means for the future of intelligence itself, human and artificial. Let's get into it. Chapter 1: The Mind We Didn't Mean to Build. The first big idea in this book is the one that will probably make you put it down and stare at the ceiling for a while. Summerfield argues that nobody actually designed modern AI to be intelligent. Not really. What happened instead is that we built a system to predict the next word in a sentence, and intelligence emerged as a side effect. Think about what that actually means. The engineers at OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, they weren't sitting down and programming understanding or reasoning or creativity. They were building a very sophisticated autocomplete. And somewhere along the way, in a process that nobody fully understands, these systems started doing things their creators couldn't explain. Summerfield is not a breathless tech journalist. He's a cognitive neuroscientist who spent decades studying the human brain before moving to DeepMind. So when he says something is strange, he means it in a precise scientific sense. He's comparing AI cognition directly to human cognition using the same tools, the same experimental frameworks, and what he's finding is deeply unsettling. In some domains, large language models don't just match human cognition, they exceed it. In others, they fail in ways a child would never fail. That asymmetry, superhuman here, inexplicably broken there, is the central puzzle of the book. And here's what should keep you watching. The reason for that asymmetry tells us something profound, not just about AI, but about what human minds actually are. Chapter 2: Do they actually understand anything? The second thing that surprised me in this book is Summerfield's answer to the question everyone asks about AI. Is it just pattern matching? Does it actually understand? Most people assume there are two camps. Camp 1 says it's just statistics, it's a stochastic parrot, it doesn't understand anything. Camp 2 says it's genuinely intelligent, it reasons, it thinks. Summerfield essentially says both camps are asking the wrong question. His argument is built on decades of cognitive science, research, and it goes like this. Human understanding is also built on pattern recognition. The human brain is, at some level, also a prediction machine. When you read a sentence, your brain is constantly predicting the next word, the next idea, the next turn in a conversation. The difference between mere pattern matching and genuine understanding may not be as sharp as we think. What Summerfield found in his lab is that large language models have developed internal representations of the world, not in the way they were programmed to, but spontaneously. They have something that functions like a model of cause and effect, something that functions like a concept of space and time, something that functions like an understanding of other people's mental states, what researchers call a theory of mind. Now, and this is critical, he is not saying these systems are conscious. He's saying something more careful and in some ways more disturbing, that the line between representing the world and understanding the world is not where we thought it was. Stay with me here, because the next chapter is where this gets really personal. because Summerfield turns the lens around and asks what this reveals about us. Chapter 3: The Mirror We Didn't Ask For. The third big idea is the one I think will define how historians look back at this period. When you build an artificial mind and then run cognitive experiments on it, the same experiments you'd run on a human subject, you're essentially getting a mirror held up to human cognition. And Summerfield, coming from neuroscience, is uniquely positioned to interpret what he sees in that mirror. Here's a specific example from the book. Researchers tested whether large language models make the same cognitive biases humans make: anchoring effects, framing effects, the conjunction fallacy, the classic stuff from Kahneman and Tversky. And the answer was sometimes yes, sometimes no, in ways that are deeply revealing. When AI systems are trained on human-generated text, they absorb human biases. They don't just learn facts, they learn the distortions, the shortcuts, the cognitive quirks that humans baked into language over centuries. In a way, these models are the most detailed record of human thinking that has ever existed. They are built from billions of human thoughts. But here's the flip side. In certain kinds of abstract logical reasoning, AI systems don't make the biases humans make. They don't get tired. They don't have ego investment in being right. They don't have the emotional shortcuts that served our ancestors on the savannah, but trip us up in a boardroom or a courtroom. Summerfield uses this to make a point that I think is genuinely original. AI is not a model of human intelligence. It is a model trained on the outputs of human intelligence. That distinction sounds subtle, but it's enormous. It means AI can capture everything we express while missing everything we are. And what we are, embodied, emotional, mortal, embedded in relationships and time, is precisely what these strange new minds are not. What comes next and why? Summerfield is worried. Summerfield is not a doomer. He's not predicting Skynet, but he is genuinely worried. And the nature of his worry is more sophisticated than anything you'll hear from most AI commentators. His concern is not that AI will become malevolent. His concern is that we will build systems that are extremely capable, deeply alien, and that we will anthropomorphize them in ways that lead us badly astray. He calls this the strange minds problem. When we interact with these systems, our social brains that evolved specifically to model other minds, light up in the same way they do with people. We attribute intentions. We feel that it cares. We feel that it's being honest or dishonest with us. And those intuitions are systematically unreliable when applied to AI. This is not just a philosophical problem, it's a safety problem. If policymakers, judges, doctors, military commanders, if the people making high-stakes decisions start trusting AI systems based on a false intuition of understanding them, we are in serious trouble. Summerfield's prescription is rigorous cognitive science applied to AI systems, the same experimental rigor we apply to understanding human minds. Not vibes, not demos, not impressive benchmark scores, actual systematic testing of what these systems can and cannot do, and crucially, why they fail when they fail. He believes this is the most important scientific project of our time. And reading the book, it's hard to disagree. Let me bring this together. Christopher Summerfield wrote, "They strange new minds from a position almost nobody else occupies." He is simultaneously one of the world's leading cognitive neuroscientists and one of the world's leading AI researchers. That combination gives the book a credibility and a depth that almost no other AI book right now can match. If any of that resonated, These Strange New Minds is worth your time. It's one of the most serious, most grounded books written about AI by someone who is genuinely inside the machine. and it will change how you think about both artificial intelligence and the natural kind.